Hi, Jesse Dale, lead instructor for MacroMissionary. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this video. So I wanted to get briefly into Eric and I's story. What got me into nutrition 24 plus years ago is I wanted to look better. I had gained 40 pounds going through college. It was actually more around the lines of like 50 pounds. And I just wanted to get it off. I was frustrated with myself. So at the time, I was a working personal trainer, so it obviously helped my craft. You don't want to trust a skinny cook. So I was able to use a macronutrient-based approach. I also used some cookie cutter plans at the time to get the weight off. And then I found that I'd kind of yo-yo up and down as life happened. And that's when I got a little bit deeper into the macronutrient-based approach and the science behind that. Well, once I really learned the macronutrient-based approach to nutrition, I started to compete in bodybuilding shows and I would do very well. So first I used nutritional intervention to help serve me just from a health perspective. Then I was able to use it to actually go and win shows and win some pretty high level titles. And that was very fulfilling, but it wasn't really till I learned to use this knowledge and started to teach it to others that really the fulfillment came in. So for example, helping Bob lose over 200 pounds using a macronutrient-based approach, or James lose insane amounts of weight to win Indy's Best Transformation. It was just so fulfilling, and we've had so many others that we were able to help along the way. My wife, Erica, her journey is very, very similar to mine. She used macronutrient-based nutrition to help lose 60 pounds, then became a coach. She already had a master's of science. She then got so into, helping others learn this and coaching others through this, amazing fulfillment. And she's actually in a PhD program for holistic nutrition right now. So that's kind of our story with nutrition. Our frustration came from when we were learning macros the last 24 years and going to seminars and taking certifications. We found that none of the nutrition certifications were really getting into the nitty-gritty. And it was so frustrating because they were all the certifications out there were teaching the government RDA cookie cutter plan of high carb, low protein, moderate fat, the 50-30-20 that's been our RDAs since the dawn of time. And we all know that's why we're in the situation that we're in now. So we said, you know what? It's kind of a David and Goliath thing. We've taken countless certifications, attended countless seminars. No one's teaching this information in a real applicable manner. So we're gonna kind of be that David and Goliath. We felt like we're like little Davids out there with that little slingshot against this Goliath of nonsense in nutrition. And we said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do our own certification. Let's teach other coaches, other trainers this knowledge so they can go in and impact their clients and not do the cookie cutter approach and actually do individualized macronutrient-based nutrition for their clients. So we took on that challenge, and it was tough. But along the way, we were able to gain a lot of credibility. We're community associates through the IU School of Medicine. So they have taken us on to teach their 3- and 4th year resident, soon-to-be doctors, real-life macronutrient-based nutrition. So amazing. We're really, really proud of that relationship with IU School of Medicine. Our nutrition certification is also backed and counts as continuing education units through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, ISSA, International Sports Sciences Association, and the AFAA. So NASM, ISSA, and AFAA all endorse our nutrition certification, which was really, really cool because those organizations have their own nutrition certifications that tend to be kind of home-based in that government RDA. So to get their backing was a really, really great honor for our nutrition certification. We feel it brought great credibility. So let's just dive into our curriculum. If you decide that this is a good certification, that you want to start learning this information, have the credibility of being a certified macronutrient-based coach or macromissionary coach, and applying that information to your clients, what can you expect to learn from our manual? So the first third of the manual is going to be the exercise component. So we're going to talk about the state of obesity, our responsibility as coaches, your responsibility as a nutrition coach, and then get right into the training adaptations, training principles, muscle fiber types, cardiovascular adaptations, optimal training protocols, and so forth. So you know that the exercise component is very important piece of overall health and fitness, and a lot of people that are hiring you to coach them nutritionally are all going to ask about exercise, of course. The middle third of our manual is getting right into the nitty-gritty. So calories, macronutrients, micronutrients, supplements. This is what I call some of that 101, 102 level nutrition material. And then we're going to go right into that 3, 4, 500 level nutritional information, getting right into the macronutrient model, diet pitfalls, determining actual calories for your clients, macronutrient calculations, micronutrient calculations, supplementation, a lot of confusion on that, macronutrient timing, and then understanding key hormones. The third part of the manual is going to address the psychological and some of the business side of you being a nutrition coach. A lot of certifications don't touch that, but a lot of nutrition is the psychological component. So we're going to dive right into formulating the 3 client goals, metabolic adaptation, nutritional periodization. We're going to talk about some of the psychology, like I mentioned, the 6 human needs. We're going to talk about our area coaching model, which has proven to be very, very successful at getting people to adhere and stay on and feel accepted in the wide world of nutrition as opposed to fighting against it. So we're very, very pumped about that as well, the way we structure our manual. Our manual for the first 60 days of you choosing to get certified through us is what's called a living manual. So that means that we are accessible 24/7 online to answer questions. The manual is not one of these things that's like this thick with just a bunch of filler information and nonsense. This is real world applicable data. So it's designed for you to say, well, can you expand on this? What exactly is the Cavornan formula? I know it's all right here in the manual and explained, but can you show me how I'd apply the Cavornan formula to a 50-year-old female who's never worked out before? Those are the types of questions we're getting from a lot of our people who are taking our certification, and that's exactly another thing that differentiates our certification is the living component of the manual. So we encourage a lot of questions up front. Once you've gone through the manual and you feel that you are ready to test out, so let's talk about how do we actually get certified. Okay, so we will go online and you'll register for the certification class. You will get your manual mailed to you, and then you will get our webinars mailed to you. There's 5 modules of webinars that you'll watch. It's a lot of information, several hours, so this is going to be digested probably over time. I think maybe a 45 to 60 day time frame is sufficient for most of our students and most of our participants. After you've read and simulated your modules and your manual, you will then tell us that you're ready for testing, and we'll mail you or email you 2 case studies and your 100-question final exam, which again, you'll be more than prepped for, more than ready to rock and roll, particularly if you use that living component the first 60 days and ask a lot of questions. The whole goal of this is for you to teach this to others, so we don't want you to just test out and have the certification hanging up on your wall. We want to make sure that this knowledge is retained and that you can share it with others, of course. And client results are your results as a personal trainer and coach. So once you complete your test, you have 48 hours to do that. You'll send us back your case studies. Grading typically lasts 72 hours to say a week, depending on the amount of exams that we have to grade. We put a lot of time and effort because that's also part of your coaching. So when we are grading your case studies, we're providing you feedback and some things that we think that you did very well in your case studies, some suggestions that you may want to do for future clients and so forth. So that's kind of the last part of that living component of the manual. If you would like, you can also attend any of our seminars that we do throughout the country, if one's within your area. Once you get registered for us, you have free seminars for that calendar year. However, we found that because of schedules and whatnot, most people really are appreciative of the online component, particularly because it has that living part of it. So it's a David and Goliath thing that I mentioned earlier. Obesity is on the rise. It's absolutely insane. We want to recruit you today to be part of the solution, and not just recruit you, but give you the tool necessary. And this is exactly what this certification does. It's going to give you a tool so you're not out battling obesity with a little slingshot. You're out battling obesity armed with a huge sword, and you've got your armor on, and you're ready to take this thing on, help change the world one client at a time, 1 pound at a time. If you're ready to get started, go to MacroMissionary.com. And there are 2 different options that you can get started on. If a payment plan is more comfortable for you, you can do that. Or if you choose to just pay in full and get ready to rock and roll. Once you're enrolled, we'll get your manual out and start coaching and rocking and rolling and making this happen for you. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to email me personally, coaching@macromissionary.com. I'd love to expand on any of the information that we just talked about. You have an awesome day.